mama paurushani na ekatmatam me sprahayanti kechin mat pada seva abhirada mat iha ye anyonyato bhagavada prasajya sabha ajayante mama paurushani na ekatmanam me sprahayanti kachin matpada seva abhirata mattiha ye annonyado bhagavada prasajya sabha ajayante mama paurushani. Prabhuji. Na ekatmanam me sprahayanti kechin matpada seva abhirata mattiha ye annonyato bhagavata prasajya sabha jaya ante mama paurushani. Na ekatmanam me sprahayanti kechin matpada seva abhirata mattiha ye annonyado bhagavata prasajya sabha ajayante mama paurushani. Na ekatmanam me sprahayanti kechin matpada seva abhirata mattiha ye annonyato bhagavata prasajya sabha ajayante mama paurushani. We'll go word by word meanings. Na, never. Ekatmanam, merging into oneness. Me, my. Sprahayanti, they desire. Kachit, any. Matpada seva, the service of my lotus feet. Abhiratha, engaged in. Mattiha, endeavoring to attain. Me, a. Those who. Annonyata, mutually. Bhagavata, pure devotee. Prasajya, assembling. Sabha ajayante, glorify. Mama, my. Paurushani, glorious activities. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki, a pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet, never desire to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorifies my pastimes and activities. Prabhuji, please repeat. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet, never desire to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorifies my pastime and activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki. This is a big purport, but Prabhupada given everything for this verse, which is wonderful. It is very relishable. I can read a bit slowly so that we can everyone will understand together. There are 5 kinds of liberation stated in the scriptures. One is to become one with the Supreme Personality Godhead, or to forsake one's individuality and merge into the Supreme Spirit. This is called Eka Atmanam. A devotee never accepts this kind of liberation. The other 4 liberations are to be promoted to the same planet as God, Vaikuntha, to associate personally with Supreme Lord. Third one, to achieve the same opulence as Lord. And the last one, to attain the same bodily features as Supreme Lord. A pure devotee, as will be explained by Kapila Muni, does not aspire for any of the 5 liberations. He especially hates as hellish the idea of becoming one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, said, Kaivalyam Narakayate. The happiness of becoming one with the Supreme Lord, which is aspired by the Mayavadi, is considered hellish. That oneness is not for pure devotees. There are many so-called devotees who think that in the conditioned state we may worship the personality of Godhead, but that ultimately there is no personality. They say that since the absolute truth is impersonal, one can imagine a personal form of impersonal absolute truth for the time being, but as soon as one becomes liberated, the worship stops. Here the Prabhupada want to convey that the Mayavadi principle about oneness become with the Brahma Jyoti, which is for Mayavadi and not for pure devotee. So that is, he condemned that one, it's not good, and he given the quote from Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati. He is a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, and he said, Kaivalyam Narakayate. It is hellish idea that don't think about that, don't listen to the Mayavadis. That is the substance of the first paragraph. And then in the second paragraph, Prabhupada say that the first half of second paragraph, he said that the Mayavadi is saying that the supreme absolute truth is impersonal. For the time being, assume the personal form and get liberated. Once liberated, they stop worshipping the Lord. So that is also not good. So stop that one. We'll go to the next part. That is the theory put forward by the Mayavada philosophy. Actually, the impersonalist do not merge into the existence of the Supreme Person, but into his personal bodily luster, which is called Brahma Jyoti. Although that Brahma Jyoti is not different from his personal body, that sort of oneness merging into bodily luster of the personality Godhead is not accepted by a pure devotee, because the devotees always engage in great pleasure than the so-called pleasure of merging into his existence. The greatest pleasure is to serve the Lord. Devotees are always thinking about how to serve Him. They are always designing ways and means to serve the Supreme Lord, even in the midst of the greatest obstacles of material existence. He is explaining the state of the devotee. Pure devotee always engaged in devotional service. That is what they want, and they don't want to merge it to the Supreme Brahma Jyoti. Reason being is the spirit soul is more active. We should not merge into that. Then if we merge into that, again we may fall down. That is the reason Prabhupada is clearly saying here that we look into devotional service, always engages in devotional service. The next paragraph. The Mayavadis accept the description of the pastimes of the Lord as stories. But actually they are not stories, they are historical facts. Pure devotees accept the narrations of the pastimes of the Lord not as story but as absolute truth. The words Mama Paurushani are significant. Devotees are very much attached to glorifying the activities of the Lord, whereas the Mayavadis cannot even think of these activities. According to them, the absolute truth is impersonal without personal existence. How can there be activities? The impersonalists take the activities mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other Vedic literature as fictitious stories, and therefore they interpret them most mischievously, that they have no idea of the personality of Godhead. They unnecessarily poke their noses into the scriptures and interpret in a deceptive way in order to mislead the innocent public. The activities of Mayavada philosophy, they are very dangerous to the public, and therefore Lord Chaitanya warned us never to hear from any Mayavadi about any scripture. They will spoil the entire process, and the person hearing them will never be able to come to the path of devotional service to attain the highest perfection, or will be able to do so only very after long time. It is clearly stated by Kapila Muni that bhakti activities or activities in devotional service are transcendental to mukti. So in this paragraph, it is clearly said that the stand of Mayavadi, how they are falsely interpreting the history of the personality of Godhead as story. It is not story, but it is facts, historical facts. And now, coming back to the last paragraph, last paragraph, he is explaining the bhakti. It is clearly stated by Kapila Muni that bhakti activities or activities in devotional service are transcendental to mukti. This is called Panchama Purusha Artha. Generally, people engage in the activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and ultimately they work with an idea that they are going to become one with the Supreme Lord, mukti. But bhakti is transcendental to all these activities. Bhakti is transcendental to all these activities. The Srimad Bhagavatam therefore begins by stating that all kind of pretentious religiosity is completely eradicated from the Bhagavatam. Ritualist activities for economic development and sense gratification, and after frustration in sense gratification, the desire to become one with the Supreme Lord, are all completely rejected in the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is especially meant for the pure devotee who always engages in Krishna consciousness, in the activities of the Lord, and always glorify these transcendental activities. Pure devotees worship the transcendental activities of the Lord in Vrindavana, Dwaraka, and Mathura, as they are narrated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. The Mayavadi philosopher completely reject them as stories, but actually they are great and worshipable subject matters, and thus are releasable only for the devotees. That is the difference between a Mayavadi and pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om. Ajnana-timirandasya jnananjana-salakaya Shakshur-unmilitam yena Tashmaya Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Tatadiso Padandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Shakrajadam Sagagana Raghunantanvidam Tamsajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagagana Lalita Vishakamchidam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpade Gobesha Gobika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostude Tapakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadarubhashya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadojayam Udirayed Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya Bhagavadi Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavadi Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Koba Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna. How wonderful. So, before continuing on this verse, it is actually continuation of the previous verse. The little bit is explained in the earlier verse. Basically, Kapila Muni explained his mother, Devahuti. In the previous verse, it is stated that 3:25-33, Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of living entity without separate effort, just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. Bhakti is in far higher position than mukti, because a person's endeavor to get liberation from material engagement is automatically served in devotional service. This is what explained in the previous verse. Here in this chapter, Kapila Muni explaining his mother Devahuti about bhakti, devotional service, all those things. And how important is devotional service for devotees? We are not looking anything other than bhakti and devotional service, and how Mayavadi is looking only for mukti. And their thinking is merging into the Brahma Jyoti, oneness with the God. That is their desire, which is Mayavadi. But we are not like that. Pure devotee aspire only for devotional service. So, how important of the devotional service is mentioned here. We already had a discussion in Nectar of Devotion. There is a verse called Anya Abhilashida Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Whatever favorable to Krishna, so we are doing as a devotional service, which is very, very important for us. And here, when it comes to the Mayavadi and pure devotee, there are different phases of understanding the Supreme Lord. Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavanidi, Sabdyade. The absolute truth is called Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, which is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, verse 11. The Mayavadis try to understand Brahman only, the first part, or at the most the Paramatma. However, they are unable to understand Bhagavan feature. Therefore, the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 15, Mayaya Arprada Jnana, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. Mayavadi's knowledge is stolen by illusion. That's why they are not unable to go beyond the Brahman or Paramatma. They can't able to realize Bhagavan feature because their knowledge is stolen by illusion. It is informed, Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 15. Maya aphrida jnana. See here, I saw that here they mentioned Sri Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee of Lord. He is a sannyasi. Even he won't ask for food from others. If it come voluntarily, he will take, otherwise he won't do. But he had a lot of difficulties. Even in spite of difficulty, he never stopped his devotional service. One day Lord Gopala appeared before him and he wanted sandalwood pulp from Puri. He has to walk from Vrindavan to Puri to collect the sandalwood pulp. It is nearly more than 1,000 kilometers. He did in spite of great difficulties. The same example, Prahlad Maharaj. He got n number of difficulties even by his own father, but he never stopped the devotional service. So, it is very, very important. Prabhupada emphasizing the importance of the devotional service. Not only in this purport, he explained in most of the purport how important is the devotional service. I remember that 1 month before we had another class regarding Gardhavamuni and Gardhavamuni, his daughter Devagudi, marrying to Devagudi marrying, what is his name? Devagudi father name. Swayambhuva Manu approaching the Gardhavamuni to marry his daughter to Gardhavamuni. And Swayambhuva Manu doing that because the Lord appeared in front of him uninformed so. And Prabhupada explained in that purport how Swayambhuva Manu got darshan of the Lord. Swayambhuva Manu is a great king. He did lot of pious. He's a wonderful man. But he got darshan of Lord Vishnu only because the Lord is pleased with his service. That's why Lord given darshan to him. Swayambhuva Manu got darshan of Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva, when he was insulted by his stepmother, what is his age? 5 years old boy. And he did a lot of tapas. And within 6 months, he can able to see the Lord in front of him. That is the beauty of devotional service. So we did just now the Sikshashtakam. In the Sikshashtakam text 4, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavadat Bhaktir Ahaituhi Tuvai. I only want your costless devotional service birth after birth. We want only the devotional service, not anything else. The devotee want only devotional service, even birth after birth. And they are not looking for anything else other than the devotional service. That's why Prabhupada mentioned how bhakti is important. I have attended one class. I'm attending the class for the Bhagavatam, and the person who is explaining to me for the class, Srimad Bhagavatam, is the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And how Prabhupada well organized the first verse itself, the meaning, in such a way that it covers the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. This class was nearly 25 days, each day 1 hour plus. And I will give you a summary of that one, five points. So the first, how it starts, first verse, Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmatyasya yadonvayad itaratascharteshu abhijna swarad tene brahma hritaya adi kavaye muhyanti yat sorayaha tejo vari mritam yata vinimayo yatra trisargo amrisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kogakam satyam param dhimahi. It starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and with Satyam Param Dhimahi. What is the realization of the great soul? He mentioned the 5 points. Number 1, the first verse is called Vastu Nirdeshu Vardhas. That is establishing the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So what is the first one? Establishing the absolute truth. That is the first. Second one, the absolute truth has form. Third one, Amrisha. This is Amrita, Deva Amrita. You can drink it. Fourth one is, you can meditate on Radha and Krishna. Satyam Param Dhimahi. You can update on Radha and Krishna. The last one, Bhakti. Bhakti is established in this verse. These 5 bullet points has explained in the first verse. First one is a lengthy verse that has explained 5 points. So here, how the Bhakti we are important, how devotional service is important, it is explained in the first verse, and it has a lot of meaning. Prabhupada explained a lot of things in the very first verse itself. If you study first verse, understood first verse, you will not stop to finish entire Srimad Bhagavatam. It will tempt you to read again and again and further again and again. So what are those 5 points? Number 1, absolute truth. Number 2, absolute truth has form. It is a form. Number 3, it's Amrisha, Amrita. It is Deva Amrita. You can drink it. It is Amrisha. Entire Bhagavatam. Number 4, Radha and Krishna. It is meditable object. You can meditate on Radha Krishna. Number 5, Bhakti. So all the 5 points he explained in the very first itself in the purport. So how important is Bhakti? How important is devotional service? If you carefully read, you can very well understand how important it is. So why I am explaining that one, it is related to Bhakti and related to devotional service. So I thought I can relate that one here with this verse. What will happen when we understand and glorify the Lord? Here I mentioned that devotees are interested in devotional service and glorifying the Lord's activities. What will happen? Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Sorry. What Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvadaha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam yeti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take this birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. How beautiful. When come back to this verse, this is basically explaining the Kapila Dev to his mother Devagudi. And sages in the Naimisharanya, headed by Saunak Rishi. 6th question asking Sutta Goswami. And he's explaining the answer to these questions. And Parishit Maharaj also asked the question, same thing, not the 6th question. Parishit Maharaj, the first question to, asking the question to Sukadeva Goswami. What is the highest perfection in human life? I am going to die within 7 days, he's asking. The reply coming to that from Sukadeva Goswami. When Parishit Maharaj asking that question. Second canto, first chapter, first verse. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, "My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people." The answer to this question is the prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. When Parishit Maharaj sitting in the Ganges facing north, and all the rishis were there and asking this question, and then this Sukadeva Goswami answer is, it is approved by all the transcendentalists. In the same second canto, first chapter, the 6th verse, explaining this one, the highest perfection of human life, achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by practice of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of life. So it is very important to remember the Lord. That is what explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto. We already, everyone knows Navadha Bhakti. We will attain perfection of life by doing any of the Navadha Bhakti or all of them. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Akyam, Satyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. That we usually practice on a regular basis. Here, how the great acharyas and great personalities, how they are, in spite of the great difficulties, how they want to spread the Krishna conscious movement all over the world. When Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he wants to spread the Krishna consciousness to the entire world. What did Bhakti Vinod Thakur? He printed the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sent to the libraries of Western world. It was started well before Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. The Bhakti Vinod Thakur itself printed a number of copies of the teaching of Chaitanya and sent it to Western libraries. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur instructed Prabhupada to preach the message of Lord to everywhere. Then even Prabhupada not met his Guru Maharaj lot of time, only few times. But he has a full faith on his Guru, and he want to do and preach the Krishna consciousness to the Western world. And we all know how difficult it was at his age of 70, and how at the great difficulty he spread the Krishna consciousness to the entire world. That is all past history. And we are benefiting out of it and sitting and talking about Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness here. Prabhupada ki. So the points to take away is, even in the midst of great obstacle, how they are all served the Lord, how they did the devotional service. Serving the Lord will give the devotee the greatest transcendental pleasure and bliss. That is very, very important. So we used to call, say, Panchama Purushartha. First, we usually call 4 Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, has been taught us by Pravaddi Marga. Pravaddi Marga say that these 4 Purushartha, step by step, gradual process as we got to have Tamo Guna, Rajo Guna and Sattva Guna. But Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us the Nivarti Marga, direct linking process, devotion service to the Supreme Lord. That is, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja Aham Tuam Sarva Pabepyo Moksha Ishyami Machujaha. That is Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 65. It says that surrender unto me, I will take care of you, do not fear. That is everything. This is Bhakti Marga. So Prabhupada nicely explained in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam how Bhakti is important. If we able to try to read Srimad Bhagavatam, try to understand the very first verse in full context, you will get the real taste of entire Bhagavatam. That is the beauty of Prabhupada. And the point number 17 mentioned here, Bhakti is independent of all other processes. So we can go the holy places like Madura, Vrindavana, Dwaraka and worship the Lord. Here, the another point here is, the key point, two things. One is why Prabhupada rejecting the Mayavadi philosophy is wrong. What is the solution for that one is Bhakti. The main point here emphasizing is their level of understanding and realization is only up to Brahman or at the maximum Paramatma. They never ever went to the Bhagavan feature. And then they are also saying that God is impersonal, which is not correct. So that is the point, that what they are saying is incorrect. And they want to do merge into Brahma Jyoti. And for the purpose of attaining the mukti, whatever they are saying as per them, to merge in the Brahma Jyoti, they assume some form and then they can meditate on that. Once they are liberated, they will stop the practice of devotion service. That is the reason that which is completely not acceptable and rejecting not only by Prabhupada and most of the Acharya, even from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone saying the same object. And they are also quoting why it is. And coming back to what Prabhupada is stressing is Bhakti and devotional service. Because the soul is active and we need to serve the Lord. Our tendency to serve the Lord. So we got to serve the Lord. As long as you have engaged in Bhakti and devotional service, your mukti is in your doorstep. No need to worry about that. You do your job, your liberation is guaranteed. That's what Prabhupada said, and strongly emphasizing the importance of devotional service and Bhakti. And in a lot of instances, Prabhupada keep saying, for a lot of questions when it comes to the Prabhupada asking, how you can see the Lord? You can see the Lord only by way of devotional service. And he said another point, when you do the real devotional service and when you are in real bhakti, you can perceive the Lord everywhere. You can perceive the Lord everywhere. That is the main thing Prabhupada emphasizing even in a couple of interviews he mentioned. The importance of devotional service and bhakti. Why? When you are in real devotional service, when you are in real bhakti, you can perceive the Lord everywhere. Wherever you are seeing the person, you can see the Lord within them. That is the beauty of bhakti and that is the beauty of devotional service. In Bhagavad Gita 9, chapter 9 and verse 3, what happens if you are not faithful to the instructions of the spiritual master? Or in other words, devotional service to the Lord. Those who are not faithful in the devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth, death, in this material world. So it is clearly mentioned by Krishna itself in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse number 3. Those who are not faithful in dual service, they cannot attain me. They will take birth again and again and again. So, that is why straight away, even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, very first verse itself is explained clearly. The one of the bullet points is bhakti, and devotional service is the key for this verse. In short, the sum and substance of spiritual advancement is we need to get rid of anarthas in our heart by strictly adhering to the instructions of the spiritual master, word for word. Then it becomes more meaningful when we write all Gurulis to Prabhupada and Gurudev. We sincerely pray to Gurudev and Krishna for their mercy to enable us serve their instruction in toto without cheating. So, what is the starting point? So, we have to listen to our spiritual master in totality and execute the order of the spiritual master word by word, like how Prabhupada executed his spiritual master order for spreading the Krishna consciousness to the entire world. We got to do that. The first starting point is start chanting the Mahamantra. So Mahamantra, when you chant, what will happen? See, we are talking to Krishna. Please engage me in your devotional service, Radha and Krishna. When we put the effort by starting chanting the holy name, we started our devotional service by discussing with the Lord, Radha and Krishna, engage me in the devotional service of the Lord. That is the first step. Then come to the temple, do whatever devotional service you can able to do. By that way, we can progress well in devotional service and ultimately get bhakti. Obviously, mukti is in your doorstep. Prabhupada is explained very easily and nicely in most of the verses in Srimad Bhagavatam and in Bhagavad Gita. So, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ranjara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Happy to take any questions. Yes, please. Okay. It's very simple. Actually, I mentioned one of the line before. See, the question he is asking, why Prabhupada or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu condemn the merging into the Brahma Jyoti. It is very simple. They very clear in their thoughts. It is the soul, the spirit soul is active and it cannot be merged into one. If you merge there, you have to fall down again into the material world again and again. It is not real mukti. It is not real mukti. They are merging, it is temporary. It is not permanent solution. They have to fall down, they have to come again, but then the cycle of this. The soul is active, the soul's nature is to serve the Lord. The bhakti is the important. And they went to the three level of understanding. They understand only the Brahman feature or Paramatma, maximum Paramatma. They never understood the feature of Bhagavan. So our devotee understood all the three. We are interested in the Bhagavan feature and we want to do the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. We don't want to merge there. What they are doing, merging it is temporary happiness, and they have to fall down again. But ours is, we should not take birth again and again. We should not come fall in the cycle of birth and death. Rather, we have to go to the Goloka. So that is not the ultimate object of our aim. Our aim is to Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam raja aham tvam sarva pabepyo moksha ishyami machujaga. Surrender unto me. I will take care of everything. Do not fear. Not for this. That's not real liberation. That is not real liberation. That is why Prabhupada explained it not only here, he explained in various places. It is not real liberation. It is not real liberation. It is, they are all partial understanding. Their knowledge is covered by Maya, illusion. Even in Krishna itself said in Bhagavad Gita, I think 4.9, Maya Aparada Jnana. His knowledge is covered by illusion. That's why they can't able to think more than that. Even take many of our people here in material world, so many people are smoking. In the cigarette box, it mentioned clearly, smoking is injurious to health, it leads to cancer, so many diseases, everything. Everyone is able to read nicely. They are all English background people. They know very well what is the meaning of that. Once they realize that one, will they smoke again? No. They understand. They can't able to go to the stage of realization. Even for simple thing, how can they think about this one? The knowledge is already covered by illusion. They can't able to think further. Once they have to come out of that and understand, able to go for little more to realize, then they won't do that. Even I can see in the hospital, many other doctors are doing. They know, they themselves know very well. They are doing smoking. What does that mean? They don't know? Yes, they know. But they don't have capacity to realize. Maybe after 50 or 60, when they got some cancer and thing, they will throw everything, then they will go, do nice tilak and other thing, then they will realize they do bhajan and all. But it's too late. That is not the life, that is not they want. We have to realize the consequence of the action what we are doing. That we are saying karma, no. So we got to see that action. But many of them are not looking into that. That is one of the drawback here in material world. Any other question, please?
How do we know how to serve the Lord?
Uh-huh.
How do we know how to serve the Lord? Because even people serve the Lord through association, because I want that personalized service to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know what kind of service we should offer the Lord that the Lord will receive?
Whatever service you can able to do up to your capacity, yes, you can do it.
And how do we actually perfect something that Lord Krishna will see that is okay with someone?
See, for that, I can quote the nectar of instruction number 7 and 8. If you read in Prabhupada purport, you will get the answer for that. But the main thing is, when come to the devotional ways, whatever you can able to do, you can do up to the best of your ability. It is not necessary that you got to do only this or you got to do only this. What is your capacity? What you can do? That is you can do. You can participate into cleaning activity or cooking activity, or if you got the deity at home, you got to do the service at least 3 times morning, afternoon, evening, and then do the arati like that.
Is our service related to in the past, like before we fall down, what we served the Lord in the past, that is what we went back to do?
It is not like that. See, the thing is, you can continue what you left in the previous birth and continue from there to here now. That you are not doing same thing, but you are doing more than that. Suppose you got done up to 60% there, then you are starting from 61 to 100 now.
Yeah, I presume we are originally from the spiritual world.
Yes.
When we in the spiritual world, people remember, what were we serving the Lord? What were we doing?
Yeah, okay, I got it. See, what we do before we fall down from material spiritual world to here, correct. See, our ultimate position is to serve the Lord. See, for example, I born and brought up in India. And at one point of time, I would leave the country. My father said, no need to go, you be here, why you want to go? You are the already qualified man, you have a good job, better thing, go. We didn't listen to our parent, and then we come back to other country. Like that, we didn't listen to Krishna, our Godfather, we didn't listen to the spiritual world. Okay, go and learn lesson and come back. But father always think about their kids. They want their kids to be well enough. They should not suffer, and they want to see us. So I used to go to India once in a while whenever I have time or money. But Krishna, our real father, Godfather, want us back to the Goloka. That is why he is preaching to our Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj is the mediator between us and the God. Whatever service we do, it is through Guru Maharaj, it is going to the God. He is a messenger. So that is why we have the Guru Maharaj, who is the messenger of the Lord, and whatever we do, it is going to God through the Guru Maharaj, and whatever God want to convey to us, it is coming to us through Guru Maharaj. That is why we got to listen to the Guru Maharaj, and then by following the Guru Maharaj, by the instruction of the Guru Maharaj, certainly we go back to our Godhead and see our original Father. Yes. Yes. You have your real, yes. And they want you back. Yes. Exactly. That is why the Guru Maharaj, the importance of Guru Maharaj. This thing is, Guru Maharaj is, that's why even you can look at the Prabhupada, he did everything, whatever his Guru Maharaj informed him. Even though he met only few times, he executed his order. That is why the Guru Maharaj is very important to listen to the Guru Maharaj and execute his order, whatever he told to you. That is important to get and go back to Godhead. That is the reason. We are from there and we didn't listen to Krishna, then we fall down. Okay, go and enjoy in material world, that's it. And we know that, he knows that material world is not a thing. He looks at Maya and looks at beautiful, but it is misery. Yes, please, Prabhu.
What's the quickest way to convert one of those into a devotee? What's the sharpest tool to use?
You are saying that what is the shortest way to convert the Mayavadi into a devotee? It is a question of, yes, it's a good question, but the thing is here, they have the understanding, that God is impersonal, and they realize it only up to this. They have to come to the level of, first, as long as they are able to understand the first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, very first one, they can realize that what is the importance of Bhagavan. That the main thing is, we got to explain the Brahmedi, Paramatmedi and Bhagavanidi. And where they are 1, 2 maximum, they didn't go at all level 3. And why they didn't go to level 3? They are saying that it is impersonal, but we are saying that God is personal and there is a form. And because the differences is there, and we have to explain to them, hey my dear, you have then only we have 3 steps, you went to only step 1 and 2. Please understand step 3. And to go to the step 3, you have to do the devotional service. And you have to start beginning chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By that way, you can establish the connection between you and God. The Mahamantra is what? It is not simple Mahamantra. And we are talking to the Lord daily, 16 times, 108. So one round is 108 times we are talking to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please engage me in a devotional service. Like that, how many times we are doing? 108 into 16. That is time we are telling Krishna, we engage me in service, devotional service. Krishna is, we are in connection with Krishna. With that mood, we started chanting the Krishna. Then we ultimately established connection. Then Guru, we are having the connection to Guru, and then we are adding Guru. easily you can go back God get. But impersonalist, people now try to read the books and other thing, getting into there, but it is don't waste the time on people who don't have faith and explain it to them. But as long as they can able to understand one sloka, at least the 1865, the Sarvadharman Pariteksha, or very first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, they can come to know what is Bhagavan.
Actually, I like this question because it's a different, very appropriate way we confront this sort of situation a lot. But rather than rubbing them off and saying, no, devotion is the best or whatever, it is possible to kind of speak them in a way like, yeah, I think, like if you want to merge with the Bhagavad, you want to merge with God is good. Like maybe if you do chanting, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then you might quickly merging with the Lord. And but because they are doing it one day, maybe they quickly discover that maybe devotional service is very good.
No, actually, they don't want to go to they don't want to go to the next step. They want to maximum only Brahman and Paramatma. They don't want to go to Bhagavan. The thing is, see, once you are that's what Prabhupada clearly say. What is the reason for rejecting the Mayavadi principle? He is merging into Brahma Jyoti, which is not the real mukti or moksha, and they want to fall down because the soul is active, the spirit soul is active, and it never die. Our constitutional position is to serve the Lord, not to merge there. We got to serve the Lord. You are going to be idle. See, if the soul going to the wall and seeing their wall, is it a good thing? We are not doing anything. When a person is active, you can't do anything. That means you have to fall down again. Yes, obviously, Prabhupada mentioned that in this purport itself. What he mentioned is, it will take long time for them. Whoever merging into Brahma Jyoti, they will realize, but it will take long time. They will do that one, and then they will realize at one point of time after merging into Brahma Jyoti, fall down again. Then they will realize again, and then they will come back to Godhead. They will realize at one point of time. They themselves will realize, but it will take long time for them to realize. Yes, but once you started chanting, that will directly take you to the path of devotional service. So the mood of chanting is very important. We got to inform them, yes, you are talking to the Lord, be attentive, be focused, do the chanting. Not necessarily 16 rounds to start with. Do one round, focus on Lord, and then chant, you will be there. That is very important. Hare Krishna. Any other doubt, Prabhu? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki. Hare Krishna. You can take that one home.